Hello and happy Therapy Book Thursday to everybody joining me today. Today I am going to read Pockets Full of Feelings, A Child's Grief Journey by Denise M. This is a really good book. I recently picked this up at the National Alliance for Children's Grief Symposium, and I was able to meet the author, Denise M. She is great. She's a certified grief counselor. This is her here. And I believe you can purchase her book on Amazon and maybe some other places, but mostly it is available there on Amazon for you. So I'm going to go ahead and read this book and then we can discuss a little bit afterwards. So let's get started. Pockets Full of Feelings, A Child's Grief Journey by Denise M. And she wrote a little message to feel your feelings. This is dedicated to the children who have taught me the importance of recognizing and honoring all of the feelings that they've experienced following the death of someone very special to them. Today was an ordinary Monday for all of the kids in the second grade at Parker Elementary School, except for Jake. Jake's dad died last week, and it would be his first day back at school. The funeral was 2 days ago, and Jake's mom told him that it was time for him to get back to his normal routine, which included going back to school. As Jake stepped off the school bus, he thought, I don't feel normal at all. He felt different from the other second graders in his class. He was the only kid without a dad. Jake's classmates were told that his dad had died and they were planning to be extra nice to him. Some of them had even come to his dad's funeral. At lunchtime, Jake's teacher, Miss Winters, noticed that he wasn't eating the sandwich that his mom had packed for him. He wasn't even eating the homemade chocolate chip cookies. Not so hungry? Miss Winters asked. No, I'm not very hungry, and these cookies remind me of my dad, said Jake. Sounds like you are feeling sad. I have an idea, said Miss Winters. When we get back to our classroom, I'll give you a little piece of paper, and I'd like you to write the word sad on the paper. That sounded like a strange thing to do, but Jake did as his teacher asked. Okay, Miss Winters, I wrote the word sad. Here it is. Miss Winters said, okay, now I'd like you to put the paper in your pocket and keep it safe there. She pointed to the pocket on the left side of his pants. Be sure to save it and put it in your pocket tomorrow when you come to school. With the paper tucked safely in his pants pocket, Jake went to school the next day and showed Miss Winters that he remembered to carry the paper with the word sad with him. He did that every day for the next few days. Before class started on Thursday, Jake told Miss Winters that he felt scared. Scared? Miss Winters questioned. What are you scared of? Jake replied, I'm scared that something will happen to my mom. Miss Winters replied, I can understand that, Jake. It's a natural feeling to be scared that something would happen to your other parent. Would you like to speak to your mom on the phone to be sure that she is okay? Jake nodded, his head with a relieved smile on his face. His teacher used her phone to call his mom. Once he heard her voice, he no longer felt so scared. Miss Winters told him to write the word scared on a piece of paper and put it in his pocket. Father's Day was coming soon, and the children were all making cards for their dads. Jake was feeling jealous because he didn't have a dad. Miss Winters told him that he could still make a card for his dad even though he couldn't give it to him. His dad would know that Jake made it. While the children were busy working on their cards, Miss Winters whispered into Jake's ear, "Write the word jealous on a piece of paper and put it in your pocket." Jealous. Jake replied, "I also feel mad that my dad died. Can I write mad on a piece of paper and put it in my pocket?" "Of course you can," replied his teacher. "You can write any words that you want. These are all feelings that are normal to have when someone very special to you has died." By the end of the week, Jake's pocket was full of more words that told how he was feeling. Lonely, shocked, and confused. Sometimes he felt sick. Every time he thought of a new word, he wrote it down and tucked it into his pocket. These were tough feelings for a second grader to carry around all day. Two weeks after his dad's death, Miss Winters saw Jake playing with his friends at recess, and she noticed that he was laughing. She tapped him on the shoulder and asked him how he was feeling. He stopped for a minute to think. "I'm feeling happy. But am I allowed to feel happy if my dad died?" "You certainly are allowed to feel happy," said Miss Winters. When you get back into the classroom, I'd like you to write the word happy on a piece of paper, but this time I'd like you to tuck it in your other pocket. And she pointed to his pocket on the right side of his pants. "Jake, I also noticed that you were being silly at lunchtime today. Why don't you add silly to your list of words to put in that other pocket?" Miss Winters added. Soon Jake had collected more feelings like excited, smart, and loving, which he added to his word collection in his right pocket. Miss Winters said, "I'm really proud of you, Jake. Losing your dad has been very difficult for you." "I'm really proud of myself too," said Jake. I think I'll write the word proud on a piece of paper and tuck it into this pocket," as he pointed to his right pocket. Miss Winters said, "Jake, it's important to talk about all of your feelings. Don't always keep them hidden in your pockets. You can talk to me, your mom, or anyone else that you trust." Jake began to realize that he could feel both happy and sad at the same time. He could also feel confused and silly at the same time. There were two pockets in his pants, one to hold his happy feelings and one to hold his sad ones. It's okay to take them out and mix them all up. He found that there was room in his heart to hold all of his feelings at the same time, and it was okay. Can you name some feelings that you are having? The end. So this is a wonderful book that walks through this experience with Jake and all the feelings that he is having after losing his dad. And I think that maybe our culture is getting a little better about coping with and recognizing grief in children of all ages. But as some of these things expressed in this book kind of bring to the forefront is that, for everyone else in the classroom, life was normal. Normal for them. For him, his whole world had changed because his dad had died. And this could be for any person in their life that has died or any loss that they have experienced. So although the story talks about the loss of his dad, it could be related to any loss that a child may experience as far as like a death, but it could also be something such as moving. If they've moved neighborhoods or states, changed schools, a pet, anything like that. Those things can be really big experiences for a child and can be really really hard to cope with. And I really like how Denise was able to talk about the feelings that Jake experienced in here, and being able to recognize that they're all normal and he can have all of them at the same time, and that it's also okay to have good feelings, because children, even adults, we sometimes maybe fall into that trap of believing that because we feel happy, that somehow that's wrong because something bad happened to someone we love and we should feel sad or upset all the time from now on. And that's just not true. It's okay to have good feelings and bad feelings when someone has died, and we hope that over time those feelings can improve. As we see in the book, they started out with a lot of negative feelings, and as time progressed, he was able to feel better and better and better. But that's not to say that he won't continue to feel sad or have bad moments. So I hope that you enjoyed this book, and if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below, and share this book with a friend, or you can buy it on Amazon for yourself, your practice, your classroom, or anything like that that is needed. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you can join me next week for Therapy Book Thursday. Have a good day. Bye.